Hello, Jim Hodges here, Murphy's here. Murphy's German Shepherd that came from German Shepherd Rescue. He's here for our 2-week residency training, board and training process. He's done really well. He came in because he had a couple of things that we needed to address, but by and large, everything starts to work with obedience. Why obedience? It puts you in a leadership position, okay? Here was a guy a couple of weeks ago, he might have been ready to act out a little bit more on this cat sitting here. But he's doing real well now, tuning him out, pretty much getting along with him. Well, what I wanted to do today is I wanted to go over the videos. Of course, I'm keeping an eye on him as well. I want to go over, and the reason I keep an eye on him is because we've only been 2 weeks. We always watch for the unexpected. When something comes up that we have it train, and then train some more for, you always put yourself in a position to react, preferably before it's too late, okay? So the purpose of the video is to do the do's and don'ts of obedience, the hand signals, the structure, the motivation, all of that, okay? So we're going to start right off. When we tell our dog to do something, we want to praise and motivate him in a positive way to do what we're asking him to do. We can do that with a lot of good words, a lot of touch. Sometimes we even use treats. I am not averse to using treats for training. I just don't use treats all the time. At some point in time, our dogs have to obey us because we ask them to do. And our praise and our touch should be enough to make him happy. Let's go. Attaboy. So when I told him to let's go, did you hear the tone of my voice? The tone of my voice is to try to encourage him to want to come or to walk with me. Not to come, but to let's go and walk with me. And when we walk, our job is for him to walk here or behind us, okay? We don't want him up front. We don't want him blazing new trails. He has to pay attention to us. For Murphy here, that's when he would get into trouble. He would get out front, he'd see other dogs, and he'd start barking and growling and lunging, like probably a lot of other dogs will do. This is a way to take that back. Take control, let him see that you're the leader and that you're controlling all aspects of the walk. So, let's go. Here are the boys. Sit, hand signal. That means sit. Sit means sit. As soon as he does it, we want to praise him with a good word. Touch. Not going to use a treat for that right now, but if I felt the need, if I felt like that was something that was really necessary, I would do it. Break. Sit. Now, what would happen if he didn't sit for me or if he got up from the sit? Then I would provide the other side of motivation, which is a consequence or a bite. In this case, when we bite, we tap with the leash. When we're walking, we tap the leash in the direction that we want him to go if he's not doing it or if he's pulling. So if we were walking and he started walking in front of us, we would tap the leash behind us. In the sit command, sit means sit. He has to hold the sit till we release him. If he started to get up, it would be no, sit. Okay, and then we'd come back and praise at the end of the consequence to let him know that that's what we wanted. When I say a bite or consequence, that's it. We're not here to try to hurt him. We're here to try to let him know through a nip, just as one dog would speak to another or communicate with another, where it be posture, shoving, running, jumping, biting in this case. Break. Attaboy. That's a good boy. So when he's doing what we like, we praise. We know what to do with the sit, and just as I sit, good boy. And now he has to hold it again until I release him. Next thing is, and notice the hand signal for sit. It's just like that. Now here's the DOWN. Down. Good boy. Good boy. Now if he did not down then, I would reach under and I would tap the leash, this is his head, towards the ground. No. Down. No. Down. Notice I said no when I tap. Ant when I tap. I want the no or the ant to equate to the tap of the leash. That's a growl when we bite, okay? Good boy. Now he has to stay in that down until I release him. We gave the down from the side. There'll be a down from the front as well. Hand signal just like this. Let's go. Come on. Sit. Now, DOWM from the front. Down. Hand signal up like this. Why? Because if he was up here in front of me and I did like that, it'd be harder for him to see. That's why I bring my hand up for him to down. If he was beside me and I did that, that'd be hard for him to see. That's why I bring my hand down. Good boy. And he has to hold that. Now, occasionally I'll go stay, open palm, stay. I can do that at a doorway to a room. I can do it on down. I could do it on sit, but I never do stay on sit. Stay means pack your bags. You can be there for a while. I don't care if you're paying attention to me or what, but you need to stay in that place, behind the doors, in the kitchen, in a down position. He could roll over on the side, chew a bone. I don't care what he does as long as he stays down. He does not have to pay attention to me after I say stay. It's a relaxing command. I'll get his attention when it's time to start back again. Break. Sit. Good. Break. Place. Place. Pointing. Tells him to get on. No. Place. Good boy. Place is for him to get on the bed. He can lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what he does as long as he stays on this place command. He can do that for an hour or two. That's a great command inside. Outside, there's a lot more distractions going on. But inside, when you're at dinner, you're sitting down watching television at night, you're spending some family time and you want your dog to be with you, but you don't want him in your face. You point, tell him place. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not going to tell him to down or sit here. I'm just going to tell him to place. I'm not going to tell him to stay here. Just going to tell him to place. If he was to get up and go off of the bed, off of his place command, I would get the leash or his collar by his neck. I'd go, no, place. Break. Break is the release command. We're going to do that place again. I don't know if you noticed, he went on the bed and stepped off of it. That's not what I want. I want him to hit the bed and stay on it. When our dog does something that we know he knows how to do, okay, and he chooses not to for whatever reason, I usually try to go back and repeat that command until he does it correctly a couple of times in a row. Let's go. Place. Good boy. Good boy. Right. So we're going to come back. That was good. Sit. Attaboy. Now we're going to do the heel. We're still going to come back to that place here in just a second. Heel is we have an imaginary box beside us. He stays in that box. Our goal is to keep him in that box. When we stop, he sits. Open hand signal just like this. Heel. Step. Turn. Attaboy. We stop. He sits. We do figure eights. We'll turn. Heel. And his job, even if I speed up, is to get back into box. And then stop and sit. Attaboy. At the end of the heel, when he sits, he stays in the sit until we release him. You see how I stepped off? He has to hold it. Break. Play. Good boy. A little slow, but I still want to appreciate what he did, and he did it. Okay? A lot of times when I use a treat, if I'm trying to motivate him or get him excited, I'll do it as soon as he accomplishes the treat. Some other times, I'll wait till after he's done the treat and I feel comfortable that he's doing what we want. Attaboy, I'll give him a little treat. I always physically love him, tell him good boy. Break. Sit. Break. Let's go. All right, the next thing is when we're getting ready to get into a car, he likes to jump in the car without waiting for you. It's important that we don't allow him to run through doors, to jump in the car in this instance, jump out of the car unless we're ready. So typically what I'll do is when I'm getting ready to put my dogs in the car, I'll have them sit and then I'll load them up. We're going to try that here. So I've been teaching the jumping command, if you will. Sit. Hup. Come on. Attaboy. You're a little too long for that, aren't you? For those of you on Facebook, you probably saw him with his dad like this the other day in a picture. Right. Good boy. Sit. Okay, the next thing is the come command. he comes, he sits, attaboy, attaboy, good boy, great. He's not working for the treat, he's working to make us happy, okay? On the come command, come. Good. Right. I'll use the treat on the come command more than any other command. Why? Because every day I hear people talk about how they want their dog to come to them, and they don't do it. Well, guess what? We have to get them excited. We have to love them, treat them, do everything we can to get them excited. We do that on leash. We do that indoors, but when our dog is off leash, we never ever call him to us unless we know he's going to come. That sounds crazy, but it'll be like, hey buddy, hey, and then when he starts to come, right here, attaboy. So you get him excited about coming, give him a little treat on the back end, right, atta-go, attaboy. Way to go, man. Good. So the only other thing that we have to really worry about with him is controlling all situations. We never ever give a command unless we know he's going to do it or we can make him do it. Does he have downtime? Yes, he can be a dog anytime you want him to be. He can act like a dog, he can do dog things, as long as those dog things don't interfere with what your goals are for him and you and your family. If he does something wrong, we have to take the time to provide the proper motivation. Maybe a bite with the leash. Maybe it's ignoring him. We've gone over a few different things to put him in the proper frame of mind when we're providing a bite or the nip type consequence to him. Right. Good boy. I think this guy's going to be a good boy. You're going to probably see him walking the streets. Understand that he's going to be walking the streets if you're someone else watching this video. Hopefully he's going to be walking right here with his owners. And he's going to be a good boy, and he's going to do everything they ask. It takes a little bit of work. We don't get the dog that we want right off. We lay the foundation, and we continue to work on it every day. Thank you very much. Take care. Break.